Revelation 21:27 talks about how in the new heavens and the new earth, nothing unclean shall enter, nor anyone who practices abomination or falsehood, but only those written in the Lamb's book of life. So to enjoy eternal union with God, we need to be totally pure. We are not currently totally pure. Even as Christians, like if we say we have no sin, we're lying. And so something needs to happen with the uncleanliness. And we can talk about this even more and say, with sin, the church talks about a twofold consequence of sin. One is the eternal consequence of sin in the case of what's called mortal or deadly sin. But there's also just a corrosive effect of sin on the soul. Like even if you've been forgiven, sin has caused damage to you and caused damage to your relationships. This is true of every sin. You know, like a spouse who cheats. If they're truly contrite and they're forgiven, they might be forgiven by God, forgiven by their spouse, and it still has a negative like a negative impact on that relationship. It's the nature of sin. This is, you lie to a friend and your friend finds out and you say sorry and you're forgiven, but your friend has a slightly different view of you now. You steal a car, you're really sorry, but you still have to give the car back. You might have to make restitution. Like within the concept of forgiveness, there is this idea that sin harms us both in the eternal sense, but it also harms the soul in a variety of other ways. And being forgiven by God doesn't automatically make all of those things go away. And anyone who's ever lived the spiritual life and been forgiven of a sin knows that. They may still have work to do on a particular area. And that's not a lack of trust in the forgiveness of God. It's a recognition that the forgiveness of God doesn't eliminate all of the negative impacts of your bad actions. Somehow, through the grace of God, even the saved need to be purified. In 1 Corinthians chapter 3, St. Paul talks about laying a foundation, which is Christ Jesus, and those who build on that foundation, either in good ways or in bad ways, and those who build on it in good ways are promised heavenly rewards. Those who build on it in bad ways are still saved, but he says only as through fire. That fire, that purifying fire, is the image that we associate with purgatory.